Who I have the pleasure with speaking with?
My name is Eric.
Could you speak up a little bit?
Eric.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm Brittany.
You're Brittany?
Yep.
So I'm assuming y'all two are a couple, correct?
Yes.
Okay, how long you guys have been together?
4 years.
4 years, that's good. Where you guys are from?
I'm from Baltimore. I was born and raised here in the South Side, and my fiance, she is from Carroll County of Westminster. It's more up north.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, how old are you guys?
We are 27.
27, y'all
Yeah.
both 27?
Yes.
That's good.
Yep.
That don't usually happen like that. Usually
Yeah.
the guy usually be a little older.
Yep.
Okay, so you guys, what got you guys to being homeless?
My family.
So we grew up in rough families, and I was in and out of the foster care system. Her family is not so great as well. We tried to work together. We were living good at one point in time in our life, but then I had a work accident that paralyzed me in both my arms and my shoulders to where I am unable to do a lot of lifting. So now we are working together as a team to get back on our feet and fight against society of the world and this environment of high rising prices of food, houses, shelters. So I believe working together as a team will get us back together, but more of, our families and the downfall of rising prices got us into this position.
Okay. And I see you sticking by his side. That's a great thing.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Behind every strong man is a strong woman. So I got a lot of respect for you for that.
Yes. Yep.
So when it gets bone chilling cold, like where you guys gonna sleep at?
We
Like
go
what
to
do
the
you do?
shelter.
We go to a shelter.
Okay.
Sometimes. If the shelters are closed, we either try to go to a friend's house or we're stuck sleeping outside.
Yeah, we're stuck sleeping. Right
Okay,
outside.
do the shelter allow men and women
Yes.
together?
Some of them.
Yes.
Some of
Some
them.
of them.
So-
Sometimes they'll have a third floor where men and women can go into. But then there's a lot of times where there's a second floor, for just men, but sometimes women. But then they have this thing where you have to be a resident in order for us to stay there, and it makes it a lot harder because the registry is a lot longer. So
Okay.
we have to apply for it, but it's going to take months in order for us to do that. So we'll go to a shelter that's called the third floor or whatever,
Cold blue.
Cold Blue.
Cool, good.
And, they'll eventually kick us out in the morning, but what are we going to do for the rest of the day?
Exactly.
So we're out here trying to either find jobs or we'll do whatever in order for us to survive, but, I feel like sometimes they're not doing enough
Okay.
to help us.
Okay. And do they charge y'all to be in the shelter?
No.
Okay.
No.
Well, I don't know if y'all got a phone or anything.
Yes.
I might get y'all number. I knew of this family. It was a guy named TJ and his wife Amanda. Years ago, they were staying in a shelter on down in Mount Vernon area, right there by St. Paul Street.
Yep.
And they allow families to be there. So it was him and his 5 kids there. But anyway, they stayed there for maybe like I'm gonna say like 6 months, 9 months, whatever. And they ended up getting a house. They gave him like a 6-bedroom or some crazy shit like that. And
That's
they all moved in.
amazing.
It was
That's
nice.
awesome.
But yeah, they let him and his family stay together the whole time. You get what I'm saying? They helped him get set up, and he been doing this thing ever since then. Let me see, I saw him last maybe like 4 years ago. But they was doing their thing, and they still together and stuff like that. But I feel like the government could be doing more. You get what I'm saying? You're gonna have some people on YouTube that's gonna say, oh, it's not their responsibility and this, that, and the third. But
Right.
they can take.
But the government should be doing everything out here. There's so many homeless people out here from what we have seen, just the two of us being together, that the government isn't helping. There needs to be more shelters. There needs to be more resources, more housing, more stability for people who are homeless. There's people out here who
There's a
does
lot of
drugs
us.
and get
Yeah.
high,
Yeah,
and they don't want that. But then there's people like me and her
exactly.
who would want that and need the help people who don't do drugs, who is fighting every day to survive, trying to find work. There's not enough jobs, or you're being turned down because you don't have enough work experience. There needs to be more resources.
And you know what's crazy? It is a lot of people out here get high, but it's people out here that don't get high, and y'all one of them. And see, that's where they push that agenda. You get what I'm saying, to the masses, that the reason why they're homeless because they get high. That's not always the case.
A lot of people end up homeless, and then when they end up homeless, they get high because they're homeless, because they're so depressed.
Because you're on the streets.
That's what leads to a lot of these people out here to go into drugs. I mean, we used to do drugs. We used to do it when we became homeless. We were so depressed and everything. We lost our family. Our kid is with our family. Like we hit the downhill. But then we eventually woke up when we watched a lot of our friends die. Shit happened. We're like, no, okay, fuck this. We're not doing it. Sorry, we're not doing it. So we got off the drugs. We became better. We try to tell people in society, you can do that. But like other people say, drug is pretty much like, it's a habit. It like takes over.
They say
really
it's
hard.
a disease, but it's
a disease.
They say having a drug habit is a disease, but I don't believe that it's a disease. It's a choice. And it's a habit that can turn into worse things. There's many people I've seen out here that get high. I don't know what their life story is. I don't know what they've been through, but it's a choice. They could choose to stop. They could choose to get clean, and they could choose to go to rehab. Instead, they choose to do the same thing they do every day. And instead, like she said, we used to once be there, and it was only for a couple months, but we, came to the realization, because we have a child ourselves,
this is not what we want.
That's not what we wanted. So we got help. We went and got clean. We've been clean for over a year now. And now, we're fighting for stability to get back on our feet, get jobs,
hard.
and do.
It's hard to get into in a housing. You have to go through all these paperworks and have to meet all these people in order for us to get housing.
Right, but you know what though? And even if y'all did used to get high, everybody done got high off something before. That's just even go back to President Bill Clinton with the smoking of the weed. But let me tell you something. It's like a contradiction to humanity that they sit back and talk about people that get high, but they the ones that's shipping that shit over here. If you ever heard of the story, I don't know if y'all heard of the story with Gary Webb, where he found out that America was funding the Contras, and they used us as puppies, because I'm born in the 80s, and I used to hustle in the 90s, so I helped contribute to the fake quote-unquote war on drugs that was used to fund the Contras in Nicaragua. You get what I'm saying? So they tell us that, you shouldn't do this and you shouldn't do that. Well, I wouldn't have a choice if you didn't bring it here. If I never knew it didn't ever existed. You get what I'm saying? But they put it out here because it was a whole setup. It was a whole setup. Like the guy Mr. Gregory told me about the parasites. If you is loaded with parasites, they not only just disrupt your intestinals, your immune system and all that. It also attacks your central nervous system. It causes depression. It causes anxiety, bipolar, schizophrenia, all these things, right? So if you're dealing with that and chronic fatigue, and you just want to you don't want to be depressed no more, so you pick up drugs. Most people don't even know why they even got high. You get what I'm saying? They just start getting high. But what if it was the parasites that caused your depression, and you decided to get high, and then now you're stuck in that
you're stuck in making that choice for however long you want to, until you decide you want to get clean. There's a lot of rehabs and resources out here that help people with drug addiction and whatever else they do, but there is also those same programs that offer resources to help you, insurance, doctors, dental, housing. But the main problem is waiting for housing. The list is so
but
long,
let me tell you about
years.
Not to cut you off, let me tell you about the as far as the rehab. I've been in rehab before for alcoholism. If you go to the hospital and you tell them you want to go to rehab, they wouldn't let me in. So you know what I did? I waited for a week and I told them, if you don't let me in here, I don't know what I might do to myself. And the doctor said, well, what do you mean by that? I said, I don't know, maybe I might kill myself. And that's when they let me in.
Yep.
So I had
You're at
to,
risk.
yeah, so I had to play that game to get in. So sometimes it depends. They might, every now and then they gotta let a few slide in and
Yep.
just get in. But
Yeah.
they do give a lot of people a hard way to go.
They do.
I was one of them. I
That's
was definitely
fucked
one
up.
of them.
That's
I had
fucked
told them, I had to tell them I was going to kill myself. So I spent a couple days at the psych ward, and then they shipped me to rehab.
Yep, just to be able to
Yeah.
get that
Yeah.
A
help.
psych ward in order for you to go to rehab.
Yeah, I had to
Yeah.
because I told them I was going to hurt myself
That's
because
crazy.
they had sent me away before.
Well, maybe if they put you in rehab,
Then I
no.
wouldn't. Yeah, that wouldn't have happened. But long story short, I've been sober ever since then. You know, that's been like over 16 years probably that I haven't drank since then.
Good.
But I always knew it was something that was inside my body. I knew it was something, and I had a parasite inside my body. It was called a Paragamous westermani or either a clonorchis. These are the medical terms for either lung fluke or liver fluke.
Yeah.
And every time I would smoke weed, it would come up, and I would feel like I had a knot in my throat. You ever feel like you had a knot in your throat?
Yeah.
It's hard to swallow.
Yeah.
That could be a
Yep.
parasite. Because I had one in me, and I had, took herbs and stuff like that and got rid of it. But anyway, only time it would calm down is when I drank alcohol or liquor.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and so now that I'm awoke and I'm smart enough to know what it was now, is that I was feeding it because alcohol is made of predominantly what? Sugar.
Sugars.
So when I drink it, it'll go down to go chase the sugar.
Yep.
But when I smoke weed, it come up because it don't want to
Yeah.
be
It's
smoke.
not used to it.
Yeah,
Yep.
nothing
So
like
it's-
smoke.
so it's smoke.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
nothing like
Yep.
smoke.
No.
You blow if you take a cigarette or some weed and you blow it in a cat or a dog face, they'll do like this.
Yeah.
And they animals are very smart, and also a lot of parasites is in our animals too, because they always digging in grass and stuff like that.
Eating wild animals.
Yeah, exactly.
whatever.
Yep. So we get a lot of them, and when we was younger, our parents used to say, "Don't eat all that sugar. You're gonna get a tapeworm." But those same tapeworms are around today,
Yep.
and they never got eradicated, and they still here, and we still
So
suffering
gross.
from them.
Yep.
And we need to detox our bodies. We need to deworm and cleanse
Get
ourselves
rid
out.
of those parasites.
Yep. So I'm gonna ask you a question. Do y'all? Let me see what I was gonna say. Damn, slips in my mind. It slips in my mind. That happened. I be having so much going on in this
Yes,
brain of
yeah.
mine. Sometimes it's crazy. But so what part of we say
I was from Westminster.
She's from Westminster.
Westminster,
County.
Carroll County.
Mhm.
Okay, all right. How was it like growing up there?
It was great.
It was cool for us, the neighborhoods and all
The
that.
neighborhoods were good. It's like a smaller community.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you get to know everybody down there.
Yeah.
It was a lot better than, I don't know, being up here caused a lot more anxiety. And I don't
Okay.
really like it. So, Carroll County, it's, you're mostly in like the backwoods area
Okay.
and you're like to yourself.
Okay.
So,
Yeah. And what part of Baltimore are you from?
South Baltimore.
South Baltimore. Oh.
Yep.
Hey, you familiar with Pigtown?
Yep.
I used to be back there years
Okay,
ago.
yeah,
I used to
that's-
hang with a couple dudes from skaters from Pigtown.
Okay.
Yep. This back in the 90s.
Yep. So I was born and raised here in Baltimore.
Okay, I used to live on Cleveland Street,
Cleveland.
1338 Cleveland Street. That's
Okay.
right next over
Yep,
to Nanico.
Yep. I lived over in like the Brooklyn Park area.
Okay, I know what
like,
you're talking
between like Brooklyn and like Curtis Bay.
Yeah,
Anne
Curtis Bay,
Arundel
Brooklyn.
County.
Okay, my buddy got killed. He's like a brother of mine. And he was the sweetest person in the world. And it still fucked me up to this day. He got killed out in Brooklyn. He got killed on 10th and Rennick.
Oh, okay.
His name was CJ.
Yeah, that's not.
I
good.
never forget him. He was the best. He was the best fucking thing. Like, I didn't grow up with him from the sandbox, that I met him later on in life. I remember not making this interview about me, but I'm gonna share this story real quick with y'all. Well, I was going to Baltimore City Community College, right? And when I came out the house, the dude asked me for a cigarette. And I said, sure, you can have a cigarette. And he's like, where you going there? I said, I'm about to go to school. He said, let me walk with you. I said, all right, come on. So we walked with him, right? He's like, you drink? I said, yeah, I drink. He said, I said, I'll buy something to drink when I get out of school. He said, okay. I said, all right, cool. I goes into school. I'm in school for like 4.5, 5 hours. I come outside, guess who's there? CJ still right there. I said, hey man, what you doing here? He's like, I stayed here the whole time waiting for you. I said, huh? He said, yeah man, you seem like a cool dude, I got your back. You know, I wanted to make sure you was all right. So I said, come on. Me and him that day, we got pissy drunk, passed out, woke out, he was at my mother's house. And from that day forward, he never left. And he never left. And me and him was like,
Brothers.
just like that. Yes.
Yeah, brothers.
And I never met somebody.
You don't gotta be blood to be family.
Yeah, exactly. And me and him been cool ever since. And I remember last time I seen him, it's messed up. CJ was a good guy, man. They don't make people like that too much anymore, you know?
Yep.
But yeah, that really messed me up, man. He got murdered and behind something that had nothing to do with him. And he was totally innocent, and they had no idea who they took away. You get what I'm saying? So if there is an afterlife, them motherfuckers definitely gonna pay for it.
Oh yeah.
Then because y'all took away a fucking angel.
Yeah.
This guy,
Yep.
you know,
Great
he
soul.
was the shit, man. Rest in peace, CJ. But
Rest in peace, man.
yeah, thank y'all. But damn, I done got lost. I don't know that. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Messed the interview up. That kind of messed my head up.
Perfectly fine, man.
Yeah, man. I really miss CJ. A lot of my friends. I grew up and stuff like that. It's probably I probably can name like 30 of them that got killed. You know what I mean?
Same,
all murdered
Same here.
and
We
shit
lost
like
a
that.
lot-
Oh, that's what it's all
Lost a
about
lot
down
of
here,
friends
murder.
and family to drugs out here, and what you're
Yeah.
doing is to spread awareness
Yeah,
for good causes, because there isn't enough resources out
Yeah.
in society to fight what everyone
Yeah.
is going through.
yeah, exactly. And they take tax dollars, right,
Mm-hmm.
from American citizens and give it to other countries.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right? But they also do this though. Most people don't know this. Why their gas and electric bills high and water bills high, it's connected to these big corporations.
Mhm.
So that's why if you sit back and people like, damn, how my water bill gets so high? Damn, how my gas and electric bill gets so high? Well, that's why they keep digging under the ground. They connect the wires to these big corporations and stuff like that.
They're basically sharing it.
Yeah, we basically sharing it. We
Basically
paying
sharing.
for their water and we paying for their what's the name?
Yeah, to keep
Electric.
their shit running.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Most people don't even know that. They think it's crazy and this, that, and the third. Like people don't even know. Alcohol used to be illegal, and then weed used to be legal.
Yep.
So they made it illegal, right? For us taxation purposes, right?
Mhm.
But look what they did. To watch this, they took and made alcohol legal, right? Put bars on every corner,
Mhm.
right? And watch this. There used to be a thing called running numbers up in Harlem, where you write down the number on a piece of paper, and you pay your money, and then at the end of the week they will call the number, and whoever got that number win, right? They took that and turned that into lottery, right?
Oh Lord.
Then they took the recycle. We used to be able to recycle
Yeah.
cans and stuff. Then they gave us recycling bins. So now they took that. And then we used to have marijuana with seeds in it. They found a way to duplicate it, take the seeds out, and now they're selling weed. You get what I'm saying?
Oh, dispensaries.
Yeah. And then they took away the heroin, quinine, bonita heroin, whatever, and they put fentanyl out here to scare everybody, so everybody can then leave and stop doing fentanyl and go get Suboxone, methadone, and stuff like that.
Yep.
So everything that they told us was bad, they stole from us, so they can make the money off of it.
Yep.
It's all a game. It's all a game. It's all a game, and we just getting played, man. That's
are.
it. But
Sad.
yeah.
Sad.
But it was nice having this interview with y'all. I ain't gonna hold you up
No, it was
much
a
longer.
pleasure. It was a
All right.
pleasure. Spread awareness.
Yep.
Keep fighting, and just
Thank you.
keep pushing yourself, and just root for me and her to
All right.
get back up.
All right. Peace.